game to the Alliance Naniwa. Let's continue this epic finals. As down here, spawning as the red Protoss player. Won that last game, playing for Team Alliance, it's Naniwa! And to the bottom left of Whirlwinds, as the blue Zerg, a wonder kid some say, playing for Team Startail, it's Life!
Fortunately for Life, he's going to be able to scout his opponent's first position here. Naniwa, we saw him go for the Nexus first before the gateway in his wall. This build can have some weaknesses, as well as the gateway expand is going into before. He's gone into, so Life, if he chooses to do some very aggressive build, which so far it does not look like he chose to, he could do some damage or at least set the pace for a game where he would actually be in the lead once again. But so far, it does look like he wants to go for the hat trick. I mean, 4 players map, we see this very often.
Yeah.
And Naniwa, interestingly enough, he goes for the gateway first, followed by 2 gases. And I always feel a little bit weird when he goes for that in situations where I thought he was going to go for a Nexus.
I mean, both players are so capable of changing it up here. Whether it be Life going for a crazy 10 gas, 10 pool build, Naniwa going for a cannon rush, proxy 2-gate if he did before. But in this game, it is hatchery first, and as Life scouts, it is just going to be a regular expansion play coming from a gateway.
And Naniwa, having gone for this build where he gets the second pylon down the ramp, he was actually able to see that he was seen. If he had gone for a Forge Expand and the pylon down his ramp, Life would have spotted this, and Naniwa would not know that Life knows, and where he is as well. So that's got to make Naniwa at least a little bit confident about this game and the way it's gonna go. He knows, knowing where your opponent is, even if you don't know how the way is open, it's already a good advantage. You're not gonna be wasting time scouting around the map.
And just like Hyun prior to this, prior to that Jaedong, Life taking 3 hatcheries, then an extractor, then a spawning pool. A greedy build from Life, but a calculated one through the Overlord, spotting out what Naniwa has, and most importantly, not have a scout.
And you know, I mentioned this during Naniwa versus Hyun. I really think that this build order favors Life quite a lot, because the Nexus is going to be so delayed for Naniwa. But somehow, Naniwa was able to win when he did this build order versus Hyun's 3 hatcheries before.
Well, surprise, surprise, Overlord, it's a Stalker.
And you don't get to see this every day. Life losing an Overlord to a gateway opener like this.
Yeah,
his very first Overlord.
Gonna slow him down a little bit there, as I don't think he was obviously expecting a Stalker to pop out from that gateway, and he does lose an Overlord. So a nice start there for Naniwa. With that, Mothership Core now being chrono boosted out as well. But Speedling, or Zergling Speed should I say, is on the way here for Life.
Speedling is fine.
Speedling is fine, but look at that. Naniwa deciding to go for a Twilight Council here blindly so far. Only just now about to scout his opponent.
I think he's anticipated this. He thinks there might be a 3 hatcheries. Remember, this went very well for him against Hyun when he did before. And now, I mean, he goes for Dark Templars.
Yeah.
How in hell is Life going to scout this?
There's so many good things that can attribute to the Twilight Council here. First of all, the 3 hatcheries. Second of all, the Overlord. Do you see any form of scouting viable here or possible for Life?
I mean, finding the proxy pylons, or at least looking for them, is his only chance here.
Yes.
If he does his best to keep an eye out on the map, make sure there is no proxy pylons.
But these Zerglings could get in.
Yes, but there is a sentry at the ramp. I don't think he can spot the Dark Shrine. Oh, the sentry's moving down!
Uh-oh. Well, he's gone back.
She comes back, but there's 6 Zerglings.
6 Zerglings here, and...
Let's see if he spots the Dark Shrine. I don't think he can from there.
All right, he's going to have to force it here.
This is so close.
Oh, 1 Zergling gets in.
Oh! He needs to make a pylon. Okay,
he didn't spot it. He didn't spot it. He did not spot it.
But and you know what? Life, having seen only 1 sentry, 1 stalker at this point, he might be able to know there is something wrong.
There is 18 Zerglings on the way.
Yeah, but he's gonna wall.
Life thinks he can do this.
He's gonna wall. Naniwa's gonna be fine. He's gonna wall from here. But his probe has been spotted, I think, no?
Yeah, the probe is over there. No, it hasn't been spotted yet. The pylon is on the way. The Dark Shrine's almost finished. Life has decided, no, wait, a Zergling has found the pylon, has found the probe. The Dark Shrine isn't ready. There's gonna have to be a force field by Naniwa on this natural ramp. He does not want to miss that force field. He does not want to miss that force field, and he misses it. And now he has to warp in defensively back at home. A force field on the ramp, but the pylon at the north has been found. The Dark Shrine seconds away, but he also has to defend.
1 second, it finishes.
So
Does he warp Dark Templars across the map? He's not doing it. The pylon is dying across the map.
The pylon is dying on the other side of the map. His warp gates are turned off because he had to warp defensively, and all of a sudden this has backfired, and life is at 60 supply to 39. 1 DT gets warped in, but it is going to be defensive, and already life has a heads up. A spore call is being made, more are being made, and somehow, some way, this looked great for Naniwa and is now really gone the other direction.
Yeah, and life is gonna try to do as much damage with those Zerglings as he can before losing them. Naniwa's plan failed completely. There are spores up in every single base. Actually 2 spore in the 3rd base of life. Maybe overreacting a little bit here. I would have liked to see a spine with this. And he's just gonna be in a great position overall. He can drone as much as he wants for the time being with just minimal units. Knowing that his opponent opened with Dark Templars, he's gonna find himself very safe. And the classic follow-up here by Naniwa. Doubles target. Remember versus Sion how this went. He was sniping the Overseers, and the Dark Templars did the work defending against the Roaches while taking a 3rd. But I just think that the lead that life has in this game is much greater than the situation that Sion was in against Naniwa.
Absolutely, just through these small things that have led to greater ones here. Naniwa's found himself in a very, very difficult situation. He does have a DT and Zealot going up to the north here. If there was a 4th base up there, it would have been nice, but there isn't from this position. And life is not open to any form of damage for the time being. He's got units everywhere, he's got detection around, he's got units on his 3rd base, saw the Zealot go over there, and gets a force around. Nice. Oh, actually, no, the DT did slip out there.
He has no way to scout these 2 Stargates.
Yeah.
So if Naniwa gets some Void Race and, say, life commits too much to something like a Roach attack, or to try and not let Naniwa take a 3rd, this could go very bad for him. The thing is, he's still droning up, he's getting a lot of Zerglings instead of getting Roaches. This guy, he loves his Zerglings. He makes it work every time, and in this game, it's gonna be the right choice. He's getting Burrow now as well. I really like the way he's doing this.
Well, Naniwa has now thrown down this 3rd Nexus. Can he stay collected here against life, who has an advantage? Naniwa must fight well, must find a way back into this game. But the amount of units, Todd, that we're seeing streamed out already, there are 26 Zerglings out. There are roughly 27 already. Roaches, no, sorry, excuse me, 17. My math is bad. 17 Roaches on the way. With more coming, though. Can Naniwa hold this position?
I mean, he has Dark Templars that he can warp, and there is no Overseer around. There is one Overseer headed for this, but the Void Race might find it. Life has to be careful here. I don't think he's going to be able to... That's what I was talking about. He's invested in units that are not going to do anything. And upon realizing this, he started droning up again. He's getting pneumatized Carapace.
So a nice little thing there for Naniwa. His opponent made units he couldn't really capitalize on yet. It does help Naniwa in this position. Those drones could have been faster. The tech could have been harder.
Oh, he's going for a counterattack. He sees that Naniwa was out of position with some units, but he has enough back at home. Naniwa being very careful. He's finally learned how to play. Yeah, how to play and be careful against those counterattacks. It's so funny, these two playing against each other. It's like a dialogue. They go back and forth. They learn about each other as the series goes on, and life might try and get a snipe on the Nexus here, which I don't think he should be able to get.
All right, he's got to not miss that force field on the ramp once again. He does not want to let these units in.
He needs more Void Race here.
He needs a lot of everything right now because currently he is defending his third Nexus. I think it may survive, but at the same time, Naniwa's on the other side. Oh, it's close. I think it's going to get picked up for the recall, but it's going to be too late, and the Nexus shall fall, and life delivers a big blow to Naniwa.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to lose a lot of units killing this Nexus. Remember how that went for Hyun. It did not do too well for him. By the way, I love that he has pneumatized Carapace. He could actually maybe get away with this Overseer if he had clicked it away, but Zergling's trying for a run by again.
And they find the sentries just like they always do. Oh, a couple of force field saves that one.
10 kills on that sentry.
Look at the amount of units here, and then the follow-up attack. There are a lot of Hydralisks out here, Todd. Naniwa is trying to get back into this game. There was a glimmer of hope with the third base if he was able to defend his natural and third, but it was unsuccessful. He's majorly pylon blocked. There is a Nidus network on the way.
Oh, he's going for the same thing.
Same style, same attack, but this time Naniwa playing from a much bigger deficit. Yes. There is not a big high ground to defend in multiple locations from at this point.
And no infestors.
And no infestors. I mean, look at how can he do this? Can he do it? There are so many Hydralisks.
Against 6 Void Rays. 6 Queens as well. He could bring the Queens with him. That will make this so much stronger. Where does he throw on the Nidus? At 6 o'clock? Would be a good position, I guess, to start with. But more Void Rays now joining the fray. And yeah, 6 o'clock, Nidus,
And by
4
the
life.
but there's a Zergling on the third base as well. There's no robotics facility. There's no way to take it. It's a borrowed Zergling.
Look at his upgrade starting in the production tab. No one of this is going to finish on time. Naniwa might have to cancel those and get extra units.
He's found it. He's actually going to find it here.
Oh, he's trying to let some units come out. He has to be...
Okay, so no units do come out there. He does clean up the first one. He realizes what's going on now. But is he going to be able to defend against it? Because there is another one to the north here. A Nidus worm has been planted down.
And Naniwa has to be expecting this right now. He has to know there's going to be more Niduses. He has to know there's a big attack coming. This is a big tell. He got a good bit of information seeing this. If he can buy himself a little bit more time, if he can get charge, if he can get +2 and air attack upgrades, he's going to do all right.
So many units here. Time warp activated. And Naniwa must fight out in the open. 2 Void Rays get Micro back and they will survive. Great Micro from Naniwa, keeping the Void Rays alive. But is it going to be enough? It becomes a numbers game here. Naniwa has a lot of money in the bank. Another Time Warp has been activated. And Naniwa must retreat to his natural route. The Mothership Core gets picked off. A closer Nidus worm has been put down. Oh, Naniwa, you're in for a difficult time. Oh, life. Oh, Startail life with a proxy hatchery here. A mana hatchery, as we call it, to take the Mickey out of his opponent. But here comes Naniwa to defend once again. He did it on Belship Vestige. Can it happen here?
Yeah, it's going to be very hard for Naniwa to hold, obviously. I mean, he's got mostly Void Rays, almost nothing on the ground. 10 Queens, 15 Hydras, 5 Roaches. Units are going to keep on streaming in. Both players reinforcing very close to the fight. Oh, nice force fields. Nice
force fields here from Naniwa, but he's got 10 Void Rays and currently remains with 10 Void Rays alive. Microing very well. He's got a little amount of units, but they're dealing a lot of damage. The supply is closing up. Remember that at the moment. It's 127 to 149. Life has another mana hatchery down. The Void Rays have been able to keep alive throughout all of this. Great Micro from Naniwa, and he stays alive for now, picking off units after units, trading Zealots for units here. 1 Void Ray gets picked off, but 9 of them still survive. Naniwa's going for it here. It's a lot of Queens, a lot of Hydralis. Is he going to be able to do it if he continues to reinforce? Maybe.
Wow, and that Micro on the Void Ray is always pulling those red ones back. Can Naniwa hold again like he did before?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Another cancelled mana hatchery! How the hell? Naniwa with Micro, absolutely legendary Micro with these Void Rays, keeping them alive. They're all in low health. And now Life finds himself in a terrible position, or a disastrous position.
Yeah.
How can you play so aggressive, so confident, yet not clean up and get the victory? Naniwa holds.
Yeah, I mean, he's not in the best position. I mean, Naniwa, Life is still in the lead, in my opinion. He has a lot of drones spread out across his bases, 71. The thing is, Naniwa's army is too big now. So if he attacks now and Life takes the fight too early, Life is gonna ride out there. And I'm actually seeing the perfect move right now for Naniwa. He's moving across the map. He's wanting to finish the game. Good concave setup by Life. Can he hold?
He doesn't want to fight into that. By the way, I actually noticed one thing from Life. He sent a Zergling to the top right. He's like, there's no way you can do this from 2 bases. No way can you do this.
Yes.
And he's expecting a third somewhere, but it's not. Naniwa is just really preserving his units so well. If you look at the units lost tab, it's remarkable. The units lost tab, Naniwa's hardly lost any resources compared to his opponent. Considering, look at that, double.
That's insane.
Absolutely remarkable here. Naniwa playing some of the best StarCraft of his career, and that's what it's going to take to beat a player like Startail
Life is so smart. Getting all of these spores is the best move that you can do at this point. With pure units, he would have no chance here. But not only the spores are going to do a lot of damage on Void Rays, they're going to block Zealots from getting inside the army of his opponent. And he needs to set this up very quickly here. He has to be careful.
Oh, the force fields come down and Naniwa's going to fight. The beams of light from the Void Rays shine down onto this army and the force fields blanket this. And is Naniwa going to be able to continue to push forward here? The Void Ray count is at 9 at the moment, dealing a lot of damage. But there are a lot of units. Drones coming off the line here from Live. And it looks like Naniwa, is he going to be able to do this? The army supply is in advantage of Life at this point, but the Void Rays remain alive.
The crowd goes crazy as only Void Rays remain for Naniwa here. He's about to have a recall. 100 energy. Does he recall or does he try to escape? Normally there is not that many Hydralis, so he's actually bringing reinforcements and still making this happen.
He's still making this happen off 2 bases, bear in mind, just 2 bases. The Void Ray counts down to 5, and Life continues to hold on for the time being. Another force field. The Zealots get in there, but the sentries are getting picked off here. Can the Void Rays push through? Life has 3 bases. He has 8 more Hydralis.
Oh, those force fields. The Roaches are blocked behind.
And the Void Rays remain alive, pulling back once again. The Hydras are gone. The Hydralists are gone here.
11 Hydralists come the way in the production tab.
Where are they going to spawn out from? 1 gets picked off there. Another one does nothing. Another one does nothing. They're just getting picked off 1 at a time. They're spraying from that hatchery. And Naniwa with his Void Rays. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Another Hydralisk gets picked off. More reinforcements for Naniwa. And the amount of Hydralisks, even though we saw 12 being made, there are only 9 out. They are borrowed, they are running. How is Naniwa doing this?
Naniwa is actually almost out of minerals. I think he's done it with those Void Rays. Life, he does not have any income almost anymore. He only has a few minerals left on his natural. And, actually, counter-attack with roaches. Oh, he's got so many Zealots plus Sentries to tank the damage for the Void Race to do the work here.
He's going to attack up against the Spore Crawlers this time. Is Naniwa going to do it? Time Walk comes down. Zealots reinforcing the Void Race. Stay alive. 5 Void Race still alive here. The Hydralisk count is what? It's like 1, 2, 3. There's still the Void Race. He's pulled them back again with 2 red health. Look at them. They are red health. How is he doing it? He is absolutely pushing forward. More units coming from life. But Naniwa keeps them alive. All these Void Rays with low health going to stay in this game. The Zealots continue to keep in here. Naniwa pulls back one more time.
2 Infestors for Mud. Without Pathogen Glands, they're going to use Infested Terrans. Naniwa has a very few units left. His Void Race.
1 Void Ray gets picked off there. Only 2 of the remaining 5 survive. And Life has a counter-attack on the other side of the map, by the way, with Roaches. And Naniwa pushing forward 40 supply to 84. Has Life held on throughout all of this. There's no income from Naniwa.
This is his last units.
His last units. Is he going to be able to do it? All Life will make the most incredible hold. Both players playing fantastic here in the grand finals of the Intel Stream Masters. And is it going to be enough? 3 Zealots, 3 Sentries, 2 Void Rays versus 2 Hydralisks, 2 Infested Terrors. The anti-air is minimal. The anti-air is absolutely minimal. 2 Queens come down to help out. Are they going to be enough? It looks like Life pushes 1 Void Ray back. GG. What a game.
Wow.